You are now listening to CTR Media Network.
What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself, your health is here. We got it, reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network. Start the show. CTR Media Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to CTR Media Network TV. We are so excited to have today in the building a two-time nominee, formerly the legendary Nappy Roots. Now back, his explosiveness single, Get Money. His mission goes far beyond the music. He's a voice up to the voiceless. He's founder of the Tinsdale Foundation and a champion for generational wealth and community empowerment. Get ready to be inspired, uplifted, and empowered. Family, CTR Nation, I want to welcome to the show the amazing, the incredible,
What up, though?
It is amazing having you here with us on today. So we're going to have us a good time. When I think about your history with Nappy Roots and now what you're doing, going into I would say a new time, building a new legacy with music. After being a Grammy nominee with Nappy Roots, why did you decide to come back and do Get Money as your solo artist to do with your solo career?
On your way, like you be sidetracked. Like being from Kentucky, it was a dream to Rap City. It was a dream to do MTV and be around the stars. And then to actually be like, okay, I got to stay here. And to be a star in your own right. And the group, I done all I could do, became the king of barbecue music, got 3 songs in the jukebox. So it was still something unfulfilled in me. And to come back and speak for the voiceless, I had left rap to raise my kids solely as a custodial parent. So then to have all those things and all those trials and triumphs in one, like I gotta share this. It's 1 million kids with one daddy on the block in a place where I'm from, the addiction, the capital of the world, and kids are getting dropped off at the fire department. So we needed more music. And anything you going through, don't get mad, get money. You could get mad and go to the pen, or you could get mad and miss the fight. But if you get some money, give you some more options.
That's true. And when you think about most of the problems, sad to say, what we have today stem around the lack of money, the lack of having a father figure in their life, and even strong mothers. I would say both, because the mother and the father are very, very important. So the fact that you did all the things, the MTV, you're part of a legendary group, and now you're coming back after raising your children. First of all, I want to say thank you, because you are the face of men of color that are doing the right thing. So thank you for doing that. And we don't see that enough in media, seeing that the fathers that are actually out there doing the thing. Okay, so thank you for doing it and going back and being a custodial parent to your children. And then not only doing that, but thinking forward, like it's so many children that don't have a father.
Yeah, and you got to be able to, that is a different respect. He walked in, he usually got his together. He got the best shoes on, breath smell like string, spearmint gum, and he got pocket full of nourishment. And a lot of kids are missing that in the security that daddy brings. If you do like this, you live like this. No shit. Yeah, man. You ain't jab me out. You no jab, man. It's called a routine. And you got to do what worked for you. And Nappy Roots came in the game with so much identity. We were college student group, a college-based group. And I was the only local that didn't go to college in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And around all those father and mother two-home people. And I come from chaos a little until a stepfather later. So just learning from them, and I was able to tear pages from my success or either from my downfall to be like, okay, all somebody needs is a little nudge, a little encouragement, somebody to care, and maybe they'll care about their soul. So that's where that went to, and we went from just helping out to finding your you, meaning identity. In the Tisdale Foundation, most of us are die and leave bills, where I want to die and leave the game. Here, you can't have it like this unless you do it like this. So credit scores, who are you? What will you do? What kind of car will you drive? What weather can you do without? I don't want you to see little Stacy's car and say you want one of them too. So we're gonna have to write this down before we get in there. What's your favorite? What's your favorite song? And does your person know that about you? And if they don't, why the hell are they your person? How they prove that they could be that? You know, and all those things come up in rap and a father and a second chance around, and you know who you talking to demographically. And so why not now? And so knowing 11 million people and having a lot of success from Nappy Roots, Napster came out and downloaded the album 11 million times illegally. So I look like anybody short of $80 million, right?
Yeah. I love how you are taking what you're legacy and putting on to it. Like I said before, we have so many children that don't have a positive role model. And so what your Tinsdale Foundation is actually providing is that positive role model, but also having that dialogue. Because what I'm hearing from you, it's almost as when you're talking, you're rapping, because your dialogue is like, I can hear the bars, I can hear the music.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Tina, you have to focus, because I'm getting caught up in the way that you speak, because it's rhythm. It's a rhythm to the way that you speak. And so with that being said, you're using your voice because many of these young people don't have a voice. They don't know how to articulate, like you said. They get angry and then they find themselves behind bars because they're angry and they're reacting in a way that's not proper. And so let's talk a little bit about your Tinsdale Foundation, because I think it's remarkable how you tackle topics like PTSD, substance abuse, and the list goes on. I even saw some things about special needs. So why did you decide to not just do one area, but provide a safe place for all of the things that normally in our community we don't talk about? We kind of like push it to the side and be like, that's just Cousin Joe. Don't worry about Cousin Joe. You know what he's doing over there.
Oh man,
Why did you decide to like tackle this and use your platform to touch on these much needed topics?
Me surviving pedophilia, and nobody attacks that bastard who done it to you. They're sleeping in the road, but meanwhile you be strung out on drugs. The statistic wise of what becomes. Now you're a vampire of some kind, and you don't get treatment. You're just up in the closet. You can't play with the other kids. And when they pray for you, the other pedophiles come see if they can get a shot of it. And these are the things that systematically stem from that. Most black men don't know but happy or sad. They don't know displaced or empathetic or the uncomfortable. Not really mad. Just need to talk this out. And so that's for women and men. My sister was pregnant at 14. So I know how families go, and a mother date a new dude, she gonna cater to him, and you're a step kid. So your needs, as long as you eat and sleep, I guess, we think that's alive.
Yeah.
Not that family don't have what they got for you, what they have for that other child. So it's several people living that life. Is women that's giving their kids their phone, and that's the babysitter, and then wonder why Tay can't do nothing. So now we sit down and all right, let's identify with this. Okay, if they done that to you, you some form of Dracula. Now what can? How did it hit you? How will it affect you? How will you go on? So I didn't call it getting into a lot of things. I just know what leads to the pain clinic, where they give out opiates for people who's in pain and dodging that kind of heat. And coming from the addiction capital world, and Nappy Roots did sell 11 million records, I created a QR code where you scan with your phone, and I own a dispensary of mental health, not just a dope boy from the alley. Or I was a cannabis man before Nappy Roots. Now I got a tax ID number, a corner office like Jay-Z said. And to settle down and okay, this part need help. Okay, rap music's cool, but what they gonna act like after they play it? And so creating a QR code where you scan with your phone and get the music, I put the QR code on cannabis products, such as reefer, gummy bear, vape pen, right before COVID. And $20 from 5,000 people, $100,000. So you do that a few times a month, however your pace is. And okay, that's the financial part. But to really give healing to the folks, you got to give an ear. And you got to really be in sheep's clothing as yourself. It takes a real wolf to find out true sheep. So you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we got our hands in all these things, and it's like, okay, granny's good to you, but that pedophile and that dope is upstairs in that attic. So how about we do dormitory to where you don't have to go home, and granny can't watch you, and we ain't gonna mess with her food stamps or nothing. We just gonna get you together and give you the correct training every day to be a productive citizen in greater Nashville or wherever the hell you are. And so it became like that. And you work in a dispensary, you talking off a ledge 5 times a day, whether you want to or not.
Mm-hmm. Well, first, I want to take you back because I want to tell you thank you for sharing your story and being so raw and transparent with pedophilia, because we're hearing a lot about it now on television, through the media. We're seeing a lot of it now, and we always knew it existed. And you may be a victim yourself or know someone who has been a victim, and to be a man to say that, this is going to give a lot of men and young boys the courage to speak up. And to know there are individuals that stand up like you, that's going to be like, hey, yeah, this happened to me, but it didn't crush me. Look at what I'm doing, and then what is it can you do to make the world a better place? And so this is going to be so powerful for so many people, because they're looking at you. You're a legend.
Mm-hmm.
You are a legend, and people, they're like, him. Well, then. And look what you're doing. So thank you for building the Tinsdale Foundation, paying it forward. That's what I'm saying, because you couldn't have done anything up on the sun, anything. And the fact that you're giving back to the community. I hear that you mentioning generational wealth.
Yes, about
some math just now. I don't know if people really got what you was breaking down. The math on how you can be legalized and be able to build a real business. And as you brought out earlier, how some of the main issues that we have as people stem from money, the lack of money. Let me say it right, the lack of it. And so the fact that, okay, you're tackling mental health, which is a biggie, and then you're tackling the other pain, money. So what made you decide to go into, okay, I'm gonna help you with the mental health. You got to get that stuff off your chest. You can't just be letting your anger rule you, where you go do something that puts you behind bars for the rest of your life. You need to use that energy in the right way. And now I need you to start making money the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you start adding that layer onto it? Because this is not normal. So what made you say, okay, I'm gonna tackle this wealth side and then provide a way out or access to them being able to do it themselves? So let's talk about that because I really want to get into that.
Like when you bury a few parents and people close to heart, you'll find most people got a shoebox about 35 grand, 40 grand back there, or whatever. And if it had been in gold, it'd have been worth 300,000. Or if it had been in silver, it'd have been worth $250,000 instead of at 42, or whatever that was back at the granddaddy hill that kept the glue together when it wasn't working, and granny or whatever. So it was like we would do better if we knew financial literacy. And then you read on your piece of paper, on a dollar bill, 20 or whatever, it'll say note, promissory note, not the real money. Well, what is the real money, V? Gold, silver. This is actually worth what you got in your hand. That dollar bill is a promissory note. It's not even the money. And so getting with other people who realize, okay, if we only knew, then we could do better. So now putting that in perspective, and what will you leave your kids? And most of us had a kid in high school or with somebody that we're not going to be with in life. So it's divided. It's a wishbone, but you still love both. And they got a piece of that and they got a piece of that. Well, how you going to do it? Well, a will and an intention and insurance and teaching them what to do with money. And money can pacify things. It can make you too far apart or too close together for whatever reason. But when you got that identity and know that financial freedom is options and think that way. So putting all those things in perspective.
Exactly. I like how you said put it into because when I think about putting it into perspective, traditional school do not teach you how to be financially sound and don't teach you how to build wealth. However, they teach you how to be employable by other people. That's my opinion. Now, that's my opinion. Some people might get hot. They get upset sometimes when I say certain things, but they're just, hey, I have a right to feel the way I feel. It teaches, I'm seeing you shaking your head. I'm seeing you shaking your head. So I think we agree. We right here. We are right here when it deals with that.
Teach you how to chase a bell and go get your check cashed so you have no value. There's no rollover to it. You're going to go and take that and put that in somebody's community. It'll never come back to yours, most of us. Well, what if it's 5 or 6 of us? What if we all know what we want to do? And you build your core. So now I move as a pride, as a horde. Oh, I got 5 or 6 good friends. And we do things that way that we want to see. And a great friendship is who you breaking bread with. You smile when Tony or Diane pull up and it's about that money. Not no cinnamon toast or happy hour or none of that. I'm talking about, hey, it's what we done last 3 months. No shit. No. Well, give me my stipend. It's like that. So trying to teach people, you're going to have to trust somebody. And you're going to serve somebody, whether it's the Lord, yourself, or whoever. But I want you to know one thing, it's like a tree every season. Have you ever seen an apple eat an apple tree?
No.
Have you ever seen a lemon eat a lemon tree? Or one more, orange. Well, it's like this. You're a tree. Every season the wind blows, your leaves leave and they dry up. And then you produce fruit. And somebody but you is going to get to enjoy your gifts. But that's the part of being a tree is you receive nourishment and water and health to bear fruit for someone else.
Mm.
They'll
Ooh,
come,
I'm telling you.
they'll come by with a pickup truck and pick your shit dry. But hey, they got apples that season. That, you see what I'm saying? As long as you a tree and keep bearing fruit, God got something for you.
Mhm.
And so just I look at like that in the circle of life. You're never gonna eat your own fruit, and your fruit is never gonna eat you. But it's all for others to enjoy.
Yes, 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 it is. And when you think about everything that you're doing, you're speaking about, like I said, mental health with the Tinsdale Foundation. You're speaking about literacy, not just literacy in general, but just financial literacy, which we lack a lot of. We don't have the proper understanding. And then you're bringing back in the education, because I don't know if they caught it in the back of the room, but if you didn't, I'm finna repeat it to make sure that y'all caught it in the back of the room when he said, have you paid attention what's on your money? Did you read your money lately? That is a promissory note. That ain't real money. You know, like B just broke it down like, you think you got something because you got a bit stack rolled up, but that ain't really stacking nothing. Because as you said, it's gold and silver. So let's talk a little bit more about that. And I want to piggyback dealing with, because you're talking about gold and silver, but you also talk about digital currency. So let's get into that.
Crypto coin, big outlet. You know, all that. Just make yourself accountable. You're accountable for these lives. And then what does it take? Money and time and intention and accountability. So we talking Bitcoin, like, don't die with those stacks under the mattress and them old tennis shoes. Usually the person you wanted to get it probably won't. So you gotta have a will, a living testimony of knowing you leaving here. So at some point, you got to grow up.
That is so true. Keep on going, yeah.
And we could talk about money till we blue in the face. But then you learn to live on a budget. And this does this. And when I die, who gets this? And what's the returns? And if you work here, and okay, well, damn. All right, we'll buy a piece of property right here and we both have it. And then, and it just things you have to do to ensure survival.
When you was talking about that, I also think about what just happened with you. You just got a proclamation. So tell us a little bit about that proclamation that you just got in New Jersey, and what was it about?
Got key to the city in New Jersey. Newark, let's say that. Let me get it right. Just being somebody going forward. And I met some great people. And I smoke a lot of grass, so it's full of memory. And when you think of success and failure, you got to have a short memory. But I know that we sat down and created. I watched a man that created a Christian school. And okay, if you don't like what they're teaching, well then teach. And it was a gathering of great minds and great hustles. And it was like, this is our tomorrow. So the whole gathering was, and it was several people there. Miss Mac, of course, my publicist, always doing her thing. She always got her hand in something. And it's just paying attention. You know how you used to want to get through class? Now you got to make sure the class get through you. So however you got to learn it of, okay, wealth, generational wealth and love. And love and hate is a thin line. And if you watch Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black, even the rich don't have a peace of mind. So you got to plan things out. And that's as far as I got with that meeting. It was a great combination of great minds. But as far as everything in New York was, we can't let anybody gentrify where we're from. Let's take our dollars and put them together and make our own neighborhoods great again. And stop worrying about what we ain't got and figure out, okay, it don't take much.
That's true. I think the more that we learn as people with the same like mind coming together in order to make a change. 'Cause it's one thing for us to sit down here and talk about it, but it's a completely different thing when we start saying, hey, okay, now we're going to put some execution to these words. We're going to make these words come into existence, and this existence is going to be a legacy. And even when we're not here anymore, it's still going to be feeding families so that, like you mentioned in your illustration, we can become the tree. We can become the tree. And I mean, and I can just listen to you talk all the time, FYI, because I kid you not, as you talk, it's like you're doing another song. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
do he hear this? But it's you. You don't realize you're doing them. I'm like, I can hear the music. But when I think about what you're doing now, let's go back and talk about your Get Money song, because at the end of the day, we educated them, we fed them, because now we're the tree, and now people want to be entertained. So let's get back to, you still ain't dropped your entertainment piece. So let's get to your new hit album. Let's go ahead and put it out there. It's a hit, baby. This is something that's going to be listened to 50, 60, 70 years from now, doing the two-step. We put it out there in the air right now.
Yeah.
So tell us about this Get Money and about this song, and what made you decide to start doing it, and why we need to be playing this at every event and every cookout, every family reunion. This is the new anthem for us to play. So go ahead and tell us about Get Money, because we want to be entertained. Now you're done educated us. Now we're going to be entertained.
Man, Get Money. I had a situation with Nappy Roots there at my publishing, and I'm David Ruffin of the group, or Lionel Richie of the Commodore. I have you on Putty. And instead of doing all these things, man, that's woo, I'm on woo now. When I met Prince, he said, if you really who you are, just change your name. And that was only 3 songs. Yeah. You gonna go to the pen about them 3 songs, or you gonna make some more? So I don't get mad, I get money. And it's just me bringing you greetings from the middle of the world: Kentucky, Oklahoma, Detroit, Indianapolis, Ohio, Minnesota. And, like the South stops in Tennessee. And that's where the Midwest kind of, where I'm from is Kanye West, Vito, and Eminem. And those names are on a whole lot of lists, but Kentucky's the land of the lost. So no matter what's going on, no matter what's, don't you damn get mad. Get you some money and some silence, and everything will make its own difference. And being on a place where I'm the only father on the block, I wrote Chronicles. The B-side of I Don't Get Mad or Get Money is Street Boy. And it's, I got this gal I've been fucking with. She explained she done dealt with a street boy. Had 2 or 3 children with a street boy. Know the feeling when you're living with a street boy. K-Tap and Jesus Christ for the next 30 days. Plasma twice a week, but them lights will get paid. Met a baby daddy, shining on the blade and gonna lose her baby daddy. Shining on the blade, 2 kids in 4 years before she figured life's a bitch. She didn't know a man was cheating till it hurt when she pissed. And it smelled like fish, and it swelled and it itched. And it's been 5 years and she done wrote off me. And I got this gal I've been, and it's just the chronicles of single women and the mental anguish that they go through on this corner and any other. So I don't get mad and get money, but I still took cats back to a harsh reality of, if we don't do something, this is going to be something that'll do us.
Yes. And also that is chronicling, like you said, the harsh reality of what's happening in real life. I mean, that's happening in real life every single day. And some of us might be like, oh, I want to hear that. Well, life sometimes is not easy. And it's not a fairy tale. It's happening. It might not be happening to you, but it's definitely happening to somebody. And more than one. It's more than one somebody that this is happening to. And so when I think about what you're doing, And you haven't said it, but this is what it is. You are empowering the next generation of youth. That's what you're doing. And so what message do you want to sing to the young people that may want to be an artist like you, that may want to branch off into entrepreneurship because they're hearing you today? What do you want to say to them?
You signing up for the most dangerous job in North America. In life, you reap what you sow. If you speak of peace, peaceful people will come. If you speak of mayhem, turmoil will come. Rappers get paid last. Who do you got around you? Are you writing the music? Look at publishing like real estate. Guard it with your life. If they're not writing the songs, don't have them around you, because they're gonna be in their office to sue you. And be prepared to let go of your old life, because God built you something new. And what God got for you is for you only. So I know you friends with your people and all, but behind closed doors, most of them want your place. So I would tell you, surround yourself with a great team. And always stand up for you. And don't be so compromising when it comes to the way you're putting your music out and people's going to receive you. Because this may be the only chance you got. Now, it is fun to express yourself across stages in America and across seas abroad. And people are not that different. They make 4 sizes of pants, 4 condoms, 4 tennis shoes. Now, people ain't that damn different. So understand that when you're doing music, you want more in common than you want apart. And but all I got, God give you a gift, use it. And a lot of people are called, but very few are chosen.
That's how. Now, wait. Now you done got into quoting scriptures. Now I know about them scriptures. You the
Preacher's kid. I'm a pre-K.
You a preacher kid. Okay.
Yeah.
To scriptures, because see, I'm like, wait a minute now, I get that.
Yeah.
But that is powerful. That is powerful. And it's true. And it's still relevant to today when we think about some things that we learned when we were younger. And about that was great advice about being mindful of who you surround yourself with. And also, as you are a creative, there are going to be a lot of people that want to attach themselves to you because they see the genius in you. Just because they can see, you may not even have the confidence that you should have in yourself. You're doubting who you are, but they can see it and they want it. So make sure that the people in your circle is cheering for you, ready to help you and not take from you or steal from you with your artistry. And he's big shaking his head. Because artistry is something that has, if you go look in our history, has been stripped away from us so much and not getting the proper credit that's deserved. So you gave some good
song, Little Richard song. You feel what I'm saying? Like, blacks, we got to support each other's music. And stop seeing yourself as an artist if you're not one. You can dress hip-hop you want. Be a cameraman. The man that owned the store get to walk away with his money and they don't even know his name. The man that used to do the beats, he had to be in front of that camera. He walked to the lawyer's office before you do. So, like I said, be inspired. Make music that people can relate to and that you're going to be able to relate to. And if it's real good music, like Lauryn Hill's Miseducation or Outkast or Nappy Roots, those records are forever. And shout out to Outkast for getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Mobb Deep single, Mobb Deep Against the World, I picked that up yesterday. I love damn good music. And we missed the shit out of Prodigy. And Even when you die, all you can do is push play and give them your best. So as an artist, leave breadcrumbs.
When you think about the legacy that you have built thus far, is there anything else that you would like to leave and want people to remember you, Bit V by? Because you're really building some things, but how do you want to be remembered?
Authenticity, actuality rap. I left the clutches of a cold corner with reality rap. King of barbecue music thus far in Nappy Roots. My double XL top 10 rap voice of all time. One of them. Like I said, I want to live to get old and see it. Like I met Barack Obama. I met Ronald Reagan in '85, and these are presidents. Had the pleasure to be on Senator Obama's campaign when he was on his way, and to be at the first inauguration when they moved Mary J. and Beyonce out of the way and brought that old sewing machine and Aretha Franklin out there to sing when they brought him out there, you know, and to watch the game go from my uncle's 8 tracks to people stealing my tapes and CDs, and to watch it go digital and to still be a part of it. And watching hip hop as she's 52 years old now. She has gray hair. And to watch from Run DMC and Crush Crew to now that we seeing. Remember when Dre say, the South got something to say, and they booed him for being the best, you know, at the awards show with the Biggie and all that going on. And we looking at it today and watching artists like, oh, they playing that South shit. They playing that. Oh, I love being from the country now. It's even. So they can see what Nappy Roots pioneered through. We had to walk down the same hallways Outkast was booed in. And those, and to see Southern hip hop really, really like out front, like, okay, everything has its time. And, you know, and everything has its season. But I want to be remembered as father of actuality rap. Oh no, hell no, boy. The boy that brought you Anthony Hamilton and Jazzy Faye in the first album, come back and drop Good Day Later. He left and come back, you know, I'm at Petty and I don't get mad, I get money, and I don't fuck with who you fuck with. You know, these are my songs, you know, that everybody sang, and they, you know, so, and to be able to still will get downloaded 11 million times and escape from an $80 million deficit to now creating a QR code and scanning with your phone, and people love reefer. And now they buying it $100 a copy. So to be able to turn those odds around and never stop trusting God and, you know, and depend on him more and less me, to be known for that.
I love it. You know, you said the number one thing, you said a lot of amazing, beautiful things just now. But when you gave the credit where credit's due, back to God, your legacy is sealed. Your legacy. Yes.
First, I just want to be a good servant. And then the rest fall off the table has been enough to, hell, I got a belly, you know?
Yes, but all of those things, what you just said, you just put it out in the air. All those things are going to happen. That means it's a done deal. You're already a legend. You already doing the things. And the reason why I asked you that question is because as we're in the midst of what we're doing, we see the end goal. We get the vision. We see it. And we know Habakkuk 2:2 says, see the vision, write it down, make it plain. But what I am saying is this. We don't always see the middle, what's going on, the plan itself. And you get so caught up in doing the thing that we don't take time to thank God. We don't take time to be grateful for where we're currently at and to see what you have already accomplished. So seeing you going back into your history yourself in your category, your catalog, I was like, look at him. His face is going to light up because he's actually saying, But God's help, I did that.
Yeah, already. Let me thank you for what he did. Watch out. Let me talk to my father. Yeah, that's him.
He
That's
done with you yet. So I'm just saying, keep going, keep thriving, keep inspiring the next generation, and keeping us, because us of a certain age, you know, with the barbecue and stuff, the two-step, we remember, you know, these young folks. I say, y'all don't know anything about no real music, young people. Y'all hearing that the music that people make in studios that's kind of computerized. I mean, back in the day, music, they was over there like writing the bars, they were the beat, doing everything.
Athena Cage that sings with Keith Sweat is 10 minutes where I'm from. Nobody. We come from the slow end. I want tonight. You know that.
Yes.
So we dancing at daytime parties. For me, I like to be home watching TV Land by 8. So we going about 1 to 6. Yeah, meet and greet, true service, trying different cannabis, what's gonna work for the mental health, kids on nerds. All of us got gray hair somewhere. So
you live long enough, you're gonna have it.
yeah, the bones are stiff enough, but I'm down for a lunch till about a 5 o'clock party. Then I want to, you know, I'm fine. So that's what we're doing here in the country with our boots on the ground. Everybody doing what they do, and we enjoying ourselves down here. And to be able to put life together and enjoy it, and it to be slow enough for you to see it. It's totally a blessing watching your kids grow into respectable, more responsible adults. You know, they ain't shit. You know, it ain't no daddy, would you? You know, now they starting to get it. You know what? I don't want to see you coming asking me for shit. You know when I know I've done a good job? When you can get it yourself. Damn, that well shit. You know, and so we having a, you know, so life is life. And to be able to know that there's a God and a silver lining in everything you're doing. And that's all I ever hoped for, just to be somebody that my mama could be proud of. The pastor could come out, you know, and not greet a heathen in the neighborhood, could understand, hey, man, that's dog, man. He did that. And to rep my era. And I think I'm doing that well. And if I'm not, Lord, make me stronger. And that's about all I got on me.
Well, listen, Big V, thank you so much for coming on today's show, sharing your heart, sharing your journey, sharing your legacy, and also sharing the future of what you're doing with the Tinsdale's Foundation, being very transparent about your journey, different challenges that you had to face, but you did not allow them to stop you. And most importantly, what I find remarkable and also inspiring about you is that even in a moment where you could have allowed some not so happy times to happen with the pedophilia, you could have went into a dark place where you didn't care about anybody but yourself. But you decided to go deep within and heal yourself, but go out there and help other people, most importantly, and then leave something that can keep helping people generation to generations and help opening our mind to it's more to life. We make life what we wanted to make it, and we have to have this financial literacy in order to do it the right way. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for what you're putting in the community. And like I said, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Is there anything else you would like to say, or you want them to go do, download your album or anything like that?
If you in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that's between Louisville, Kentucky, and Nashville, Tennessee on I-65. Stop at Vito's. I like for you to walk in and get the experience. Sniff the dro, eat the gummy bears or whatever we got on hand. And my dog's frying fish next door, and the Mexicans are next door with their cuisines. So we have a high happy all day. I'm at 160 Sweet 8 River Place, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm not a download kind of guy, but They got their things on the wall. You can do all of those creative, young things. I still write in cursive. And that's where I'm going to be. And then we coming out on the East Coast tour. Going to go in D.C. And all right, go down that turnpike. I still remember, Baltimore, them East Coast cities, the Phillies, the Newarks, the Barrows. I got financial people in Queens. So definitely, I'm gonna move around, and I'll see y'all out there.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time and also sharing your journey. You guys, he was absolutely amazing. Make sure to check out Big V and make sure to support his foundation. It's the Tyndale's Foundation, and support what he does. Go ahead and get money. Yes, get money. Go ahead and listen to his soundtrack on today, his album. Absolutely amazing. And like I said before, I'll say it again. Say what? We are having the Media and Wealth Summit here in Columbia, South Carolina, and we want to invite you. You can become a sponsor. You can also come to participate, come to get the information, the knowledge, and just learn and network, build and grow. And Columbia, South Carolina, October the 11th of this year. And you can go get your tickets at www.ctrmedianetwork.com. Yes, we actually learn beyond the beats, the voice for the voiceless with Big G from Nappy Roots. Enjoy this commercial, and we will see you same time, same place next.
$1 million maker, Miss Mac Marketing. Miss Mac $1 million maker.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.